The new proposal that prospects or players will get a one-time penalty-free transfer rule. What do you think that will do to the complexion of the game?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question, Nikki. I'd rather not, not comment until there's clarity of, if it's going to pass, and then if it passes, when exactly it goes into effect. Just as anything, when I guess when we know what that is, I can give a better, feeling. But I do think that any time with anything that we can give, the student athletes, I mean, it's all about, it's all about them, and, whatever, helps them have the 4 best years of or 2 years or 3 years or however long they're in college, that they can have the very best lifetime experience. I'm all for it.
One more, Coach. KK and Moses playing at Oak Hill and Montverde. What do you feel like that adds to their game, if anything? Do you think they have any kind of competitive advantage playing with and against some of the best in the nation consistently, not just through AAU?
Yeah, I mean, I think that for sure, with any player who plays at a high level or has great teammates, and you look at a guy like Moses. I mean, both of them, KK and Moses, they were both really, really, really unselfish on their high school team. When you go to college, obviously it's a step up for everybody, but I think both those guys really understand what team basketball is.
Go crazy.
I mean, both those guys played for 2 coaches that could be college coaches. There's zero doubt. That both those guys are college level coaches. They're probably better than a lot of college coaches, to be quite honestly. And I mean, they're probably better than a lot of college head coaches for sure. So they're coming from great programs, have been well coached, understand what team basketball is.
Gotcha. Thanks, Coach.
Yep. Thanks, Nikki.
Trey. Hey, Coach. It's Trey.
Hey, Trey.
Most of my questions have been answered, but I do have one it's not really Razorback related. But I was wondering, it's actually kind of in 3 parts. But did you watch the first 2 episodes of The Last Dance last night? In your opinion, is Michael Jordan the greatest of all time? And if so,
What up, what up, what up? It's our Wednesday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio here on KDSJ 479. We're online and coming to you live 1 to 2 p.m. And real quick, want to give a shout out to those sponsors that make this possible each and every day, Monday through Friday. With that being said, Lindsay and Associates with an office location in Fayetteville and office location also too in Rogers. Locomotion, it's located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and you know the one I always talk about, KDK's Chicken. You can catch them down at 989 Razorback Road. Go see Keith and Kathy, get a plate of that love, and like they say on the building, it's not your mama's, but I added this, the best chicken and waffles in the South. We let you hear audio coming in today from our teleconference with head basketball coach Eric Musselman, talking about phase 2 of National Signing Day. Really high, but also too, Eric talked about the transfer portal, and we all know how much success Eric's always had from his time at Nevada, and last year, Jimmy Witt comes to mind. A lot of success, and with the two signees grad transfers that he was able to get in Vance Jackson and Jalen Tate, 6'9" and 6'6". Who's to say this won't continue the success that Ole Muss has had, right there? When
I definitely think it's going to be a big help from us, just having a leadership role, with Mason going, leaving, and Isaiah. I think Isaiah does need that extra guy that he has with experience. I think that's key. Great players to have success and to have other great players around them with great experience.
I mean, what about the transfer portal? NCAA also comes out that now all grad transfers will have immediate eligibility. Is that a good thing or a bad thing for college basketball? Because I'm kind of torn on this one. I mean,
I think it's great. We were just talking about off air about how the NBA has incorporated this new G League rule where, high school players can come to the G League for a year, make a little money, and they're willing to pay for the education. So I think it's critical that the NCAA finds some way to combat that, because right now, if I'm a young player growing up in a tough situation and basketball is my outlet, I'm usually going to follow the money. You know what I'm saying? So I think the college has to find a way to make it more appealing for students to still go that general route of going to get the general education from the university.
Well, let's get our lineup ready as some young men that are, and Coach Sam Pittman, are trying to get the education and make Arkansas attractive, as we're going to continue on with our Hall guys, because we told you before and we'll say it again. They don't stop watching, so we're not either, and we're going to bring it to you here on OTH. So with that being said, at 1:15 coming up, we're going to have 2022 defensive tackle. I've had a brain freeze.
You got to write your notes down.
No, Quincy Wright. I was just playing with you. He's so special. Quincy Wright from Duncanville, Texas. The 2022 defensive tackle is a major prospect in that class. And we always said Coach Sam Pittman did say they had to pick it up, and boy, did they ever. And then we're going to leave there, and we're going to head out to California, where we're going to catch up with Cam Sidney of Mater Dei High School, the D-back in the 2022 class. He's got a few things to say about the Razorbacks. And he's got a tie. We'll let you we'll let him tell you what that is. And then we're going to go back to Duncanville, Texas, because we always like to talk to those Tex Hawk prospects with 2021 athlete Roderick Daniels Jr., the soon-to-be senior's got his offer. And we'll talk about Justin Stepp and just where Justin feels he can fit in. All that's coming up. But we got to take a break, gas up the bus, and head into the Lone Star State for our Hall Guy segment. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Let's get it.
When he was cut, he didn't want to transfer schools. Basically, the family told him to stop complaining and go work hard and earn your way onto the team. I just, you watch Scottie Pippen and you're talking about a guy who, other than his contract situation, did what he needed to do to be, Robin to Batman and be a team player and be the best second fiddle guy there was. And the cool thing, and we talked about our team, like there was a lot of Arkansas stuff involved in that show, whether it be Pippen where he grew up or the Central Arkansas stuff and Joe Klein. And so a lot of Arkansas, stuff in those first two episodes. Yes, in my time, Jordan was the hardest guy to prepare for. He had a lethal post-up game. Interesting, I was going through some of my old notes. I obviously tweeted out, the 4 box scores when I was an assistant with Chuck Daly, and we played that particular team when I was with the Orlando Magic, and then I went back and looked at the box scores when MJ played his last year with Washington, and one of the games we couldn't stop him in the post. He just torched us with his turnaround jump shots. I don't know if there's too many players that have ever used the backboard. His shots off the glass were insane. You know, and obviously last night's show portrayed what he did in that Boston series with a young player and a team that really didn't have much around him, and how he could carry him against a veteran-laden team that had great team defense, whether it's, you know, Bird or McHale or Walton or Rick Carlisle or Danny Ainge or Dennis Johnson. I mean, that was an incredibly great defensive team, and he just torched them. So in my mind, yes, MJ is the greatest of all time.
And by the way, Bill Clinton and Sidney Moncrief also in that. I know this is a speculation question, but in today's NBA, how many points do you think a Michael Jordan in his prime would average?
You know, I think you could probably tack a couple more points on. Again, because I went through all these box scores, and the number of three-point shots that were taken then compared to now is drastically different. I mean, even our Warriors team against the Wizards team when he played for them, we were a high-scoring team. I think we were second in the NBA in scoring that year, and we didn't even take that many threes. So I think you can certainly, you know, tack on a few more points just because I think he would have taken more threes, you know, in today's game. And just his ability to draw free throws attempted. I mean, he's incredible player getting to the foul line.
Appreciate you, Coach. That's all I've got.
Okay, thanks.
Hutch.
Yeah, Coach, I know you dealt with it at Nevada with guys testing the draft waters, but how do you approach this from a roster standpoint? Do you recruit like you need to fill the Isaiah spot, or would you possibly leave the scholarship open kind of like you did this past year?
Yeah, I mean, you know, at Nevada, because we had
on here with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio, and we got to continue on with our Hall guys as Coach Sam Pittman and his staff really are out to make an impact and get the Arkansas brand out. And you know, Arkansas and Texas have a long history of really being an important state for the University of Arkansas. So we thought we'd catch up and make our way to Duncanville High School in Duncanville, Texas, and talk to newly offered 2022 defensive tackle Quincy Wright. Quincy, welcome to OTH, my man.
How you doing?
I'm doing real good. How are you doing, big fella, heading into your junior year? Quite the sophomore season, as you know, by so many collegiate offers. Arkansas comes out with an offer, Quincy. Talk about that offer and how, you know, talk about the recruiting process heading into your junior season. How you've handled it.
That process is going real well for me right now. They see that my talent, what I bring to the table. In this junior year, it's going to be an explosive season. All this hard work that we're doing during this transition.
When you got that Arkansas offer, Quincy, you know, what was that conversation like, and what did it mean, you know, heading into your junior season to have an offer from an SEC West school so early?
It was a humble feeling. It really shows that my hard work paying off. And it's a lot more to come my junior year. Just ready.
Talk about playing at Duncanville. I had a chance to speak with your head football coach, Coach Reginald Samples, and he speaks real highly of UQ. I mean, well, you know, talk about what it means to play at that high school, because I think, you know, when you talk about that culture, it's a little bit more than football. Speak on, you know, just what it means to be a Panther.
To be a Panther, it's a high standard that you got to hold to yourself. It's more than football. It's about school and character. That's what we play on, and family. It's a brotherhood up there.
Now, I know you get a chance. Go ahead.
You go. Yeah.
Now, I know when you sit down, you know, with your defensive staff and looked over film of that sophomore year, Q, what were some of the things that you really felt good about, and what were those notes that you made and said these are some areas that I have to get better so I can have an even better junior season?
My feet hurt. Get quicker and more explosive, and I take my guard.
Now,
Yeah.
now, how are you able to get your workouts in, not being able to go through spring football with the COVID-19 pandemic? Kind of shutting everything down and really not being able to get into your weight room facility. What is the workout plan for Quincy Wright to make sure that you are, in pretty good shape once we get back to normal life?
We've been on the Zoom meeting calls doing core workouts and been lifting weights, like side workouts for myself. Yeah, and running. So we keeping up with the process for everything.
Who are some NFL or NCAA defensive tackles or just defensive linemen in general, Quincy, that you like to watch either on Saturday or Sundays, kind of mimic what they do and add them, to your games on those Friday nights in Texas?
I watch Aaron Donald. I really look up to him. He got the same number. He a little guy, but he just quick. He quick gets his guard. I use that to my game. His hand placement, like that.
Yeah, but want everybody to know we're talking with Quincy Wright of Duncanville High School in Duncanville, Texas. Big-time 2022 defensive prospect for Barry Odom, Derek LeBlanc, and that entire defensive staff. When I come to the stadium, Q, and I get my popcorn, I get my 20-ounce Sprite, I'm going to the highest seat that I can find at Duncanville High School. What type of football player, when that ball is kicked off, will I see in number 99, Quincy Wright, for 4 quarters?
You're going to see a dog, a whole monster, messing up the whole offensive line. Nobody can stop me.
No, let's have a little fun.
That's my mindset.
Let's jazz it up a little bit. I'm the OG. We riding around Duncanville. I'm in the car with you, Q. I need to know what's vibing now. Can you tell me the first 5 songs on your playlist that you're gonna play for me? What are they?
Playlist. Hey, Young Boy, Run It Up. I turned that song for Duncanville. It's a lot more, but
all you gotta do is give me 4.
You want them?
Oh yeah, give them to me. Give me 5 songs we can ride around Duncanville kicking it to.
We listen to Lil Baby. I Am. Then we listen to Future Now. And we listen to Young Thug. I like keep my mindset going.
I like that. Well, Q, I'm gonna make a statement, and I want you to finish it for me. And I want you to know, thanks for taking time out here on OTH. But when football is all done with, when it's said and done for Quincy Wright, what will Quincy Wright be doing with his life after football?
I'll be continuing my path as an engineer. Yeah, engineer.
I didn't tell you this, man, but they got a pretty good engineering school in Fayetteville, but you didn't hear that from me. I don't know where you heard that. But, hey, man, thanks for taking time out today. Hey, let's not make this the last time that you on the show with us. Our line is your line, and our show is your show, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
All right, Q.
All right.
That was Quincy Wright, big time 2022 defensive tackle prospect at Duncanville, Texas, Duncanville High School. Big number 99, D. He's my Mel Kiper. Watches all film. What did you see from the big fella?
I think he hit it on the head with the description of Aaron Donald. A guy try to use his quickness, good with his hands. And what I see is he just has a lot of ceiling to grow. He has a body for the SEC built. I think he has the mindset. Just being a 10th grader, you look at him, you would think he was a junior or senior. So right. I think the sky's the limit. I think he'll have a lot of offers coming his way. So.
Well, we're going to go and continue on with the offers. And the Hall guys, we got to get our gas, get cleaned up, get new tires, because we got to make it out to the Sunshine State. Well, we're about to catch up with Mater Dei High School's Cam Sidney. Time to talk a little Hogs. It's on the hill with Pat Jenkins. And it's the Hall guys on KDSJ 479. Back in a moment.
at Nevada, we had a lot of new pieces on certain years. And, the good thing is, Connor, Bebe, JD, I mean, those three guys, they know our verbiage, they know our terminology. Obviously JD, Desi, Ethan, Reggie, Isaiah. I mean, that's 8 guys. A Mecca, that's 9 guys that can help any of our new guys from a terminology standpoint and so forth. So, yes, we have a lot of new guys, 4 freshmen and Jalen Tate and Vance Jackson that we've got to get up to speed as quick as we possibly can. But I think there's some guys that can really help from a culture standpoint as well.
And then I know you said when you got hired, there wasn't a ton of high school players in Nevada, and you had to go out and get guys like California and things. Were you surprised, I guess pleasantly surprised, at how many high school players Arkansas produces, at a fairly regular pace?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we knew, because I had known about the history and obviously when you look at the past of how many great players have come out of this state, we are fortunate that, that there was 4, guys in the top 100. We got all 4 that were consensus throughout many of the different rankings. Those 4 guys were the 4 guys that were pretty consistent being top 100 guys, and we got all of them. So extremely excited about that. It's not often that you can come into a situation and have that many guys within your state and be able to land, all of them. And they did a great job of recruiting each other. More important than anything we did as a staff, it was those 4 young guys kind of banding together and their families, all talking through the process and obviously 3 of them kind of waiting to see how we played and see what our culture looked like before signing.
And I had a couple more off recruiting topics, if that's okay. Corey Williams, I'm sure he was drafted by the NBA and the NFL. What do you think about that? And what was this year like having Corey on staff? What do you feel like he brought to the table for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Corey is he's really easy to be around. He's got a great personality. I think when you think about his playing career, obviously there's not many people, whether it's Bo Jackson or Deion Sanders or Dave Winfield, there's very few people that are drafted by 2 sports. Corey's got a lot of great stories from his time in the NBA. He's a former head coach, so that puts me at ease. His wife is a great part of our basketball family. She gets along with everybody. Corey gets along with everybody. Corey is a guy that does a great job with life skills with our players. He's a very spiritual man. Our guys like to confide in Corey.
And I like chicken and waffles. What's a good place I can get some chicken and waffles? I know. KDK's Chicken at 989 South Razorback Road. Get on down there and see Keith and Kathy. Get a plate of that love. And like they say on their building, it's not your mama's. The best chicken and waffles in the South. They even got chicken wings. And they got these things called loaded fries. I think you might want to get on down there. Meet me down there or see me down there. KDK's Chicken at 989 Razorback Road. Welcome back. It's our Wednesday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio here on KDSJ 479, and we're going to continue on as we made our way out to the Sunshine State, Riverside, California, where we made a stop to Mater Dei High School and caught up with one of the Arkansas prospects. Yeah, we keep talking about him. The Hall guys don't stop watching it. We don't either, and we're going to welcome him in. 2022 defensive back prospect, Cam Sidney. Cam, welcome to OTH, my man.
Thank you for having me.
Cam, talk about recruiting for you heading into your junior season. You got 2 more years of high school football, but the offers are already starting to come. Talk about that and, the Arkansas offer. What was that conversation like when you received that?
I was very excited and I was really proud because I had done it before, but the new staff had got fired. or the new staff had come in, so I had been proud for them to still wanting me. And the recruiting process has been pretty good for me. I mean, I'm just trying to work hard and keep getting more and more, but I know that it's gonna keep going well like it does. So I'm just very humbled and happy.
Who are some of the schools that really are making you a high priority so early heading into your junior season outside of Arkansas that you might, want to name a few?
Right now, would I have like confirmed
Yeah,
offers or
yeah, just
just
yeah, just who are reaching out, showing interest.
Kansas and Oregon State, the Kansas University and Oregon State University. Those two, besides Arkansas, have been showing me really well interest, and I really like those schools too.
What impresses me is about this Arkansas staff, and I want to ask you this very same question: is the fact that Arkansas making so many offers to the high school players, it looks like such as yourself, Sione Holler, um, Stevens, those type of guys, Clint Stevens, those type of players, Jack Peterson. How does that how does that impact you, Cam, with Arkansas making such a high priority to possibly get some of you guys out of the state of California?
It actually makes me very happy because I know Clint Stevens and Sione Holler because we like know each other and work with each other outside of high school. So I know them, and I'm very glad that they are pursuing them too because those are some ball players and they can really play. So I'm very proud that they're showing interest in them and that they like them as much as they like me because those are some ball players.
Cam, playing at Mater Dei High School, I mean, you guys play on the national stage multiple times throughout the football season. Talk about that and how you think being able to play on such a huge stage at such a young age is going to help you once you make that college jump.
It, I think it helps me because there's great competition in the Trinity League and the great coaching I have, and it's just it gives you like a lot of pressure, but that pressure is good because if technically forces you to make more plays and decisions that usually other kids wouldn't make, and I'm very proud to have that because it was tough for me when I was first starting out, but as I got used to it and as I got better, it got a little easier.
Talking with Cam Sidney of Mater Dei High School out at Riverside, California. Plays at a very, very prestigious high school there out in California. Cam, I want to talk to you about, what were some of the things when you sat down and watched film from your sophomore season that you really felt like, you really felt good about? And what were those notes that you made that you felt like you got to work on here in the off season?
I know I gotta work on my footwork and on my releases because I can get I can put my eyes up way quicker than I should be, and I need to start getting more patient when I'm in the nickel. I need to get more physical because I'm very when I'm on the line, I'm very like too patient to the point where I want to beat them
Right.
at the top of the route and at the beginning. And I need to communicate more because a lot of the times it's mostly us like man, so it won't be like more of a communication thing, but I do need to learn how to communicate more so I know that if I do something a certain way that I don't have to rely on them not knowing, and that's really all I need to improve.
Now, Cam, you have a connection to the state of Arkansas that people may not know. Could you share that connection with our viewers and listeners, if you care to?
Yeah. So my dad grew up in Arkansas, and my uncle and my auntie they all out there. Then my dad moved out here when he was younger, but he went to high school out there and he ran track, and he went to college at Arkansas and played football and track.
Yeah, he wasn't too bad, if I say so myself. What NFL or collegiate cornerbacks or, just D-back safeties do you mostly like to watch? Yeah.
I love to watch Jalen Ramsey, Denzel Ward, those two mainly. I mean, those, especially Denzel Ward, it's so fun to watch them. And they just motivate me a lot, and just seeing the way they handle going up against tough competition over and over again, and how smart and like just how much they study and how much you can see it on the field. It makes me want to do that but better.
Now, if I come to Matter Day out in Riverside, California, and I'm at the ball game with my popcorn, my Coca-Cola 20 ounce, what type of football player, Cam, am I going to watch for 4 quarters once that ball is kicked off?
You're gonna watch some dogs. We're very, very fast and very, very physical. I mean, everybody thinks that California boys are soft, but that's not the case. We can hit. So.
Boy, let's have a little fun now, Cam. We're riding around the vehicle out in Riverside, you and I, and I'm old school. I'm probably around your dad's age or a little older, but we ain't gonna tell. We won't tell what that is. What's the first 5 songs on your playlist, Cam Sidney, that the DJ that you're gonna play for me?
Oh no, you're just I'll probably play some Ice Cube because I know y'all love Ice Cube, and then
Look at you.
yeah, and then probably some Dr. Dre and Snoop. More California music from back in the day, but I mean, I know y'all still like it.
Well, I'm riding. Last statement, Cam, and appreciate you for taking time out with us here on OTH. But when football is all done with for Cam Sidney, what will he be doing with his life after football?
Life after football, I want to go into business and have a family and take care of my family, and I want to be a good father, just like my father, and I want to take care of my family and put my kids in the world and want them to do better than I do.
Well, my man, hey, great having you on. Tell your dad I said hello. Pat Jenkins said hi, and like I said, I know your family, so I already know. Whatever school gets you, Cam, I know what type of player they're getting, both on the field and off the field. I know what the Sidney family stands for. So, have a good one. Continue. Hey, this ain't the last time we're gonna talk, correct?
Correct.
All right, my man. Hey, thanks for taking time out today, and you have a very blessed one.
You too.
That was Cam Sidney, 2022 defensive back prospect from one of the elite programs, Matter Day High School out in California, Riverside. And what did you see, my man?
You can tell he comes from a football family, high IQ. You can tell his dad played receiver because he knows a lot of receiver nuances. You can tell he reads routes. So I can tell he watches a lot of film. So I just think he can be a great addition to the secondary at Arkansas.
Well, we finna go to a guy that runs routes, doesn't read routes. He runs them. We're going back to Duncan then. We're about to talk to 2021 athlete. I don't give him a position because he just got too much sauce under to use. We're going to go talk to Roderick Daniels Jr. He's up next. He's about to talk Tex Hog Talk with us. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Let's get it.
A lot of NBA information for Isaiah and for his dad, Derek, to digest. I think we'll just kind of have to play it by ear, but certainly, Isaiah Joe's scholarship is clearly in place at Arkansas. So we're not gonna recruit as if he's not here. We will recruit as if he is here, and then if he decides to go to the NBA. We'll expect our guys on our roster to step up and have an extended role. If Isaiah comes back, then we feel like our team is in good shape. And just, having said that, we're going to continue we're going to continue to try to put forth the best roster that we possibly can. I'm in the office today. There's been new names in the portal today. We're going to continue to watch film of those guys. We'll continue to make phone calls. We'll continue to work. We'll continue to recruit high school players, JC players, and transfers every day until the roster's set and we're in school.
I appreciate it, Coach. That's all I got.
Thanks, Andrew.
Hi.
Hey, Coach. So you mentioned the players are going to really determine the rotation. And I know that KK and Moses played together when they were younger. Devontae and Jalen on the same AU team. They played each other growing up. Would you be comfortable to play at a time next season or this season playing for freshmen?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's same thing in the NBA. I mean, if you have really good rookies, you play them. If you have really good freshmen, you play them. I mean, at Nevada, Cam Oliver and Lindsey Drew, my first year at Nevada, you can look at the minutes those two guys played and look at the number of starts they had. I mean, we're certainly going to play the guys that are the best and fit together. And again, I think that,
Welcome back. We're on the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio here on KDSJ 479, and we're momentarily waiting on to be joined by 2021 athlete Roderick Daniels Jr. Wrapping up some things. Man's got to work. Hey, kids got to work too. I'm just saying. I mean, so we're momentarily going to have him here. And if not, we always got another day. I mean, at least we hope we do. But over to my man. What's up, man? I mean, seriously, it's Wednesday. All these recruits that we have on, we talk about it all the time. Sam Pittman and that staff continue with the interviews that we've had to recruit kids of high character, but also, too, there's some dudes. I mean, that's what I like to call them dudes.
Yeah, you definitely see a different caliber of athlete the more and more I see the kids that go after. And like I've been saying, all through this time, these last couple of weeks, this 2022 class is going to be something special for Sam Pittman.
I'm going to bring in a special guest that we have in studio today. Antonio, we call him Salt in these parts. I mean, young man does a great job with the very well-known Arkansas Banshees. Sixth grade girls are going to be seventh graders in junior high. I'm going to bring him in and get some of his thoughts. I mean, you can't be in the studio with us here on OTH and not share your mind. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Pat, baby?
Give me your thoughts. I mean, before we came on the show today, Antonio, we all sat, you, myself, and Demetrius sat in the studio, and we talked about Isaiah Joe and his decision. I mean, from a fan's perspective and even from a coach's perspective, with being around today's youth, I mean, where are you at with him putting his name in but still yet not signing with an agent? Will he come back, or I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, man, just to be honest, man, I always tell people, man, it all depends on how a kid was raised, the values and the structure in the home, and Arkansas do a great job on picking youth athletes who come from great background, which is always awesome. And I think Isaiah Joe, I think he'll make the best decision that fits his, criteria on what he want to do or not. I think he'll definitely come back. The reason I say that is because at the end of the day, you have to be a man to play
Right.
any professional sport. And if you're a realist, man, you can look at a kid's body and tell him, and see if he's a man or not, or ready for it. So
You being a real well-known and having one of the elite sixth grade teams in the state of Arkansas, but also people know about you guys on the national level, and I've always said that high school sports, basketball in particular, for both the men and the women at that level, really is well known when you get on the summer circuit. I mean, teams at their respective age groups are always going out and competing. I want you to talk about, from your experience on the girls' side. You got girls like Jersey Wolfenbarger, Miriam Dowda, the Chloe Clarities, Amari Williams, Robinson down at Parkview. But talk about girls basketball and just the uptick for the future, from where you're at. I mean, because like I said, you can see into the future with that sixth grade team you have.
Oh yes, oh yes. First starting out, man, RP Lil Gigi, man. Um, girls basketball have came a long way, and it's continuing to grow just because the hunger in these young ladies, and we all know how women are, they're consistent. No matter what it is, they're consistent. And my girls, man, I've been truly blessed to have a group of girls who have pretty much poured their whole entire life into basketball, and I just think it's up on the uprise, man, with just teams, starting off with little or nothing and gaining so much, gaining so much in basketball. It really has just changed everything, which is all the attention girls basketball have been getting with you seeing girls dunking now. It's just crazy, man, right now. I mean, people think I'm crazy when I say this, but I'm like, hey, man, girls basketball is almost going to be on the same level as men.
I totally agree.
Once that money get poured into it.
And then when you look at the fact, and you couple the fact that Mike Neighbors has come in the last 3 years and really ignited and excited girls basketball in the state. I mean, what sixth grade girl, fifth grader, fourth grader doesn't know who Chelsea Dungy is? Doesn't know who Alexis Toll-Free, Jalen Mason. Those are some of the names, and that only happens when you get a chance to build a culture. And basketball or that particular sport becomes really important to the young ladies. And you have to credit Coach Neighbors and his staff for creating that culture. But as well, Antonio, guys like yourself that really have passion for the girls' game across the state, I think really play a part. I agree. It's only going to get better. It's not going to get any worse. I watch you guys. Even when I'm not there, I'm able to watch your teams and see what you guys do on that national level. And I totally salute, I got to say, repping the ARK.
Repping.
Keep doing it. That was our special guest. Told you we was going to get him on. You can't be in the studio and not show love and get some of our thoughts. I mean, we all got, something we can drop. I mean, he sure dropped a lot about girls basketball. I've said it before. The most important, and people say this, and I'm going to make a statement, and it may be crazy. And I told you this, Demetrius. The four most important girls that I believe is Wolfenbarger at Northside, Dowda, Bentonville, Chloe Clarity, and Amari Williams. And out of those four girls, my top pick, I know I'm going to ruffle some feathers when I say this, but the freshman at Conway, Chloe Clarity, every day and twice on Sundays is my first pick in that four-man draft, that four-lady draft.
Man.
Big statement. Speak on Chloe.
Man, Chloe tough, man.
I call her C squared.
C squared. She tough, man. Hey, true story. So she's in the 7th grade. My first time seeing her play, she was playing in a tournament in the 7th grade, and she just won the 7th grade championship. And during that time, it was like the second half, I guess, of the 8th grade championship. She also played up. Dude, she's running across the court with like one shoe on, to get to the other court, for the 8th grade game. As soon as she get in, scoop, just went to work, man. I was like, oh my God, like never seen anything like it. I knew she was gonna be something, man. And just mad respect for her, man, because she worked hard too as well.
Right.
She worked hard. She's a hard worker. I met with a few of her friends, and they were talking about how much, how much work she put in. So she deserved, man.
I mean, I don't want to disrespect the other ladies. I mean, Jersey Wolfenbarger, Miriam Dowd, these will be next year. We'll see these ladies in the McDonald's All-American game. And I tell people, name me a time in all of high school basketball that the state of Arkansas has had 2 McDonald's All-Americans, both girls or boys, in the same year. If you can find 2, I want to know, but it's going to happen next year because Bentonville and Northside will send McDonald's All-Americans.
So, Pat, what do you think that's due to? with the exposure, because to me, I feel like Arkansas is still behind from a media standpoint and outlets that really give these kids attention on a basketball and national level. If you really think about it, Arkansas doesn't have that major outlet. It used to be, especially in football. If you look at it, you don't see many Nike camps come through here. You don't see many Under Armour camps here. You're starting to see a couple of more basketball circuits kind of come here.
Right.
But what does that recognition do to with the lack of media exposure? What does that do to?
I think sometimes if you're not on a big stage, you got to put yourself on a big stage. I think more parents and guys like Antonio, older guys that really have played the game and have started to invest time and money. And I think that's what it is, and starting to make a way, travel Ks to be able to get vans and get these kids out. I mean, you got to get on the big stage because I've always told kids when I've coached them, it only takes two. It takes two pairs of eyes, two eyeballs to look at you, like what you have, and then they go out and do it. I've said it all before. When you see a Malik Monk and when you see a Kristen Williams and players like that, Jessica Jackson, Tyler Scaife, Bobby Portis, Daniel Gafford, when they go out and they do it on the national stage, and I'm talking about at the highest level, colleges look and say, Arkansas must have some basketball in that state. Kristen Williams was the #1 young lady in all of high school basketball player of the year. What state? Arkansas. You look at Sasha Goforth, another McDonald's All-American. All that's residual because of what Tyler Scaife being a McDonald's All-American and Kristen Williams. So it's starting to happen. And I guarantee you, after Goforth, there's going to be Jersey, Miriam, Chloe. And when you continue to, it's all about what have you done for me lately. And I think that's what it comes to. We are a small state. Media is starting to catch on. I think that too. With the media finally starting to catch on and realize that the youth is where it's at. If we're not promoting our state, that's on the media. I mean, I'll go out and say it first and foremost. And, I'll continue to be a bridge for these, here on OTH for these prospects to get the word out. And I think that's just what it's been, just a commitment more to getting these men and women out at the high stage, be it football or whatever sport. Baseball does really well. It's just you got to get out there and you got to get out of your comfort zone. You just can't stay in the state and play the same competition over and over. That's not going to get you better. It's just, that's called insanity.
Yeah. I mean, shouts out to you, Pat, because you laid the path for us, young men wanting to travel or getting nationally known. I don't really, I definitely get a high off of it when I get people come up to me like, hey, man, great job. You're nationally known and all that, because honestly, I've never been in that, position, as the head guy nationally known, you know what I mean? But yeah, definitely shouts out to you for laying that path, man, understanding and putting the knowledge out there for us to let us know, hey, you guys need to get out there and put these kids on. They can't do it themselves or the parents. Most of them come single background, and some just don't know the knowledge of the game itself.
Right.
So shouts out to you just for laying that path and letting us know we can do it.
Brian, well, I appreciate that, man. But it takes a village to raise them. I'm just part of it, as well as yourself and many others. But unfortunately, we will have Roderick later in the week. Academics take precedent all the time. If you ain't getting in the books, it ain't going to matter what you're doing on the football field because you're not going to be there. And we always support education over athletics any given time and twice on Sundays. That's my perspective. That's not anything OTH. That's just me speaking on how strong I am about academics. So we will have Roger on, but we will say a big thank you to our guests. With that being said, Quincy Wright, the 2022 defensive tackle, junior out of Duncanville High School, and also to 2022 defensive back prospect at Mater Dei High School, Cam Sidney. Want to give a shout out. And I think we have some final words.
I just want to give a quick shout out, man, to the Arkansas Banshee Kai class 2026 girls, fifth in the country. You know what I mean? Soon to be high.
Well, we also want to give a shout out before we leave our sponsors. This wouldn't be possible without those guys. Lindsay and Associates with an office location in Fayetteville 1, also 2 in Rogers. Locomotion just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and the one that I say, meet me there or beat me there. KDK's Chicken down at 989 South Razorback Road. Go see Keith and Kathy. Get a plate of that love. And up on the building, it'll tell you it's not your mama's, but this part I put in. best chicken and waffles in the South. From my producer, Demetrius, and myself, to all you viewers, and we still got some more Hog Guys because we tell you, they don't stop watching, and we won't either. Until tomorrow, it's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. You guys have a blessed one, and let's get it.